guy's little passport, and he's got a little picture of him on there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can go through.
Like, all right,
okay,
you're
good.
Hey,
good.
you,
Hey.
you, no, get back there.
Back in the line.
Back in the line, you. And that was Big Bob. I'm like, I don't see a Bob anywhere here. I see a Big Robert. Is that you?
Are you Big Robert?
All right, fine,
Yeah.
I got you. Or in this case, it actually went squee.
That's true.
Ironically, they were not allowed back to New Zealand for quarantine reasons.
Well, I guess we live here now.
Yeah, spiders got to live in California. They're fucking beach spiders now.
Now I'm picturing them on the beach with like little sunglasses
Exactly.
on.
The giant spider used in the film was a species of bird-eating tarantula,
Jesus H. Christ.
which can attain a leg span of 8 inches or more. These types of tarantulas are not easy to handle and can give a nasty bite.
Yeah, they take down birds.
Yeah.
This is why people don't want to go to New Zealand or Australia.
Because that exists.
Because they got bird-eating spiders there.
The spider didn't always do what they were supposed to do on cue. No shit. Or on the first try, Marshall says. You were basically waiting for the spiders to get it right. With Daniel saying, and when he does, you better be great because that's the one take we're going to use.
Is this a union spider right up here?
Yeah. I'm just fucking sitting there with a cigarette. I will do what I fucking want to do, damn it.
Come on, Bob. You gotta get this take. Fucking shit. All right. Let's go. Come on, Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff. God, put down the sandwich, Jeff. I'm fucking goddamn Big Robert's an asshole. Sometimes they weren't even awake when the cameras were ready to roll. When Entertainment Weekly visited the set, the cast and crew had to wait for Big Bob to wake up.
I cut to a PA poking a spider with a stick. Come on, we gotta get this seed. Come on.
Marshall said, this is the last time I work with insects.
Big
Next
Bob,
time it's humans only.
Big Bob's such a diva.
Mm-hmm. I mean, motherfucker is the
He's
star
got
of the
his
show.
own trailer.
He does, yeah. Of course he does. Actually, he probably did. So the cast and crew had a spider lotto. Everyone put in $5 on the take they think it's going to work. 21 takes was the longest they went. In wrangling them, Kutcher said, you just watch what they do, then figure out how you can apply that to get them to do what you want them to do. Still, he managed to come up with some solutions for controlling them. He discovered that the spiders hated lemon pledge. It gummed up their feet, and used line of it on the set to control where they went. He also strung networks of wire vibrating faster than the camera could see to guide them, but sometimes more extreme measures were needed, according to the New York Times. To keep spiders in a relatively contained area, they were put to sleep with carbon dioxide and tiny monofilament leashes. They were attached by wax to their abdomens, and for really complicated shots, minuscule steel plates were glued to the spiders with wax. Electromagnets behind a wall would then move them into places where the script recalled them to be. It's not hurting them. It's just kind of like, probably just kind of like disconcerting of like, I don't want to be here. Oh, I have to go here.
Yeah. Well, on the plus side, at least with the place smelling like lemon pledge, is probably one of the nicer smelling sets you're going to be on.
Exactly. The Wranglers would also sometimes chase the arachnids with hair dryers to get them to go where they needed them to be. Frank Marshall named the spider Big Bob after director Robert Zemeckis. The production team painted purple stripes on the back of Big Bob and added a prosthetic abdomen to give him greater bulk. The safety of the spiders was paramount through the entire production, so for one scene where McClintock had to spray an arachnid with insecticide, then squash it with his boot, the production went to extreme measures. First, a dummy spider was sprayed. Then Goodman donned special boots with hollowed-out sole for the squish shot, so that the spider would just curl up inside and wait for the next take. No spiders were harmed in the making of the movie.
Like, John, when you're stepping, step lightly.
When dead spiders were needed, the filmmakers used bodies of arachnids that had died of natural causes.
He was just old. Okay?
I literally wrote this down, so I'm going to go nerd alert. This is where you could literally go, while they are species of spiders that live in colonies, none of these are male-dominated, nor do they have a singular queen, like ants or bees. The reason common arachnids and other creatures that use an endoskeleton are not the size of houses is that they would collapse under their own weight. The scene in the beginning where the scientists use a numbing agent to collect specimens would have resulted in quite a few spider bodies that were missing legs. Dropping a tarantula a distance of more than 2 feet causes it to shatter. These spiders fell from a tree easily 100 tall. In reality, none would have survived. Also, insects and other bugs breathe through their skin. Only in the distant past was there sufficient oxygen for giant insects to exist. The general is only about the size of a Goliath bird eater, one of the largest known tarantula species, only beat by the huntsman in leg span. Look up pictures of it. I don't know what the fuck any of that meant.
Thank you,
but I felt it was
Spider
important.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Also, Goliath bird eater. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. The animatronic Big Bob spider seen in the film's climax was one of the earliest prop jobs done by Jamie Hyneman, star and co-star of Mythbusters.
Hey.
Though Jeff Daniels claimed that he was fine with small spiders, he acknowledged that anyone in his right mind would have issues with spiders as huge as Big Bob. And he said, quote, especially when the spider wranglers were off camera wearing thick, heavy gloves yelling, if he comes at you, we'll be jumping in right away. But meanwhile, it's the movies, you know, and they're going, let's do it again. Let's see if we can get him to crawl closer to Jeff's hand. We had no rapport.
Jeff's like, does Jeff have a say in this?
We had no rapport. He'd rear up and hiss. They'd feed him a rat every weekend. It would be, have a good Saturday, Bob. See you on Monday.
Just toss him a rat. There you go.
However, John Goodman wasn't fazed, saying, I don't have a problem, he said. We see each other eye to eye. Well, 2 eyes to their 16. But we get along swell. So, there's the spider talk for you. So y'all can shake yourself out, because I'm sure all of you think that there's a spider crawling on you right now. There is. Look to your left. Hope that worked.
If one person did that,
I
think we've done our job here.
What's our Instagram? Fucking Instagram us if you did.
You son of a bitch! You have no idea the fucking hell you've put me through.
I think it's WayBack Movie Podcast. Yeah. Just simple WayBack Movie Podcast. Instagram us if it happened, and then you can tell me how much of an asshole I am for doing that too. So the legacy of the movie, Arachnophobia was the first film released by Hollywood Pictures. Advertisers were uncertain as to whether they should market the film as a thriller or a comedy. Therefore, television spots promoted the film being a thrillamedy. That's not a thing. Never was, never will be. Roger Ebert said of the film, it made audiences squirm out of enjoyment, not terror, giving it 3 stars out of 4. Arachnophobia debuted at number 3 behind Ghost and Die Hard 2, with $8 million in its first weekend. The film was a financial success, grossing $53,208,180 domestically, and went on to gross an additional $30 million in video rentals. See, there you go. This allowed Spielberg to be the 4th wealthiest entertainer of the year, having previously been the 2nd wealthiest. Huzzah!
I made some money off that spider picture.
Mm-hmm. It was nominated for 5 Saturn Awards that year, including Best Director, Writer, and Supporting Actor, and 1 Best Actor for Jeff Daniels, and Best Horror Film. There must not have been any good
I'm trying to think, like, 1990.
The horror was kind of dead in 90. It wasn't until, like, 92, I think, when, like, Silence of the Lambs came out, and, like, the whole fucking
and you can make an argument that that's a thriller.
I would say it is, yes. But people consider it a horror movie because...
the line between thrill and horror is razor
thin, yeah. The film was first released on VHS in 1991, but then was released on a bare-bones DVD in 1999, then on Blu-ray on September 25th, 2012. VHS and DVD releases by Hollywood Buena Vista Home Video omit the original poster art spider from the cover designs. However, the Blu-ray now has it.
Which is weird. It's a weird choice.
Yeah, it just seemed weird to not have a spider on Arachnophobia.
The cover just had a web?
No, it actually didn't even have that. It just was a blue fucking... It was a... Yeah, it looked like Arachnophobia on top, and then it was just like a mass of land and a dark sky.
That's...
nothing else. It's a really weird cover.
I mean, you pick it up and you know what it's about because you know what Arachnophobia is, but it's just like, there should be a spider on this cover.
Yeah, you would think there would be a spider on the goddamn cover. A video game of Arachnophobia was released in 1991 for Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, and DOS. In the game, you play as John Goodman's character and travel from house to house exterminating spiders. If the controls weren't so shitty, it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I did play it, and yeah, it's got some control issues. Very slow. For 1991, that was a little disappointing, I'm not going to lie. Like, we've had better by that point. Novelization and comic book adaptation were released the year of its release. In the comic, for some reason, the characters don't look like any of the actors. I've never heard of that happening. Never once. I don't know why they don't look like the actors. They just didn't. According to Geek Tyrant, James Wan is currently in the process of a remake. I don't buy that, because I couldn't find any other information other than every website I saw that said that would be like, James Wan is working on a remake, and then it would just tell me who James Wan was, as if I didn't know, and that's it.
My guess is that at one point he was probably flirting with the idea of doing it, but then he got too busy because he's James Wan.
Yeah, he's got too busy doing everything else.
Yeah, so and honestly, this movie doesn't.
It does not need a remake.
Not that it's a bad. It's a really good.
It's
a really good movie, but it doesn't.
You don't need a remake of this. It's what are you going to do better that they didn't?
Yeah, we have this.
Yeah,
we don't
we're good.
need another one.
Yeah, and like I don't want to see CGI spiders. Right?
No,
that's just what I'm saying.
So we do begin with Arachnophobia, beginning with Dr. James Atherton and his photographer Jerry Manley in Venezuela, and they're looking for. Not specifically spiders, but just creatures.
They're
like
looking
insects.
because it looks like they're in a place. They never quite go out and say it, but it looks like they're in a place that modern man has never been to. So let's find something cool.
Also, it doesn't help that when they're going down the mountain, their guide stops and tells them, "Yeah, I'm not going any further.
Yeah,
so you guys can have fun."
Yeah,
and I know that's a trope in movies, but when the guide, the
guy who knows
the person who's showing you the way, says, "Yeah, I'm going no further. You shouldn't go any further either."
It's pretty
but
much,
I get it. We don't have a movie unless we go further.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you've never seen horror movies. Like, when the guy's like, fuck it, I'll see you crap burgers later. Like, you go with him.
And I did notice, I forget the actor's name. It'll come up when we talk about Crocodile Dundee 2. One of his main helpers is the second in command in Crocodile Dundee 2. Hey, that guy!
Yeah. There's a lot of hey, that guy in this movie.
So, yes, of course, Jerry doesn't like bugs or whatever. He gets caught up in some webs, and hilarity somewhat ensues. And they're like, "Come on, let's go. You're wasting our time here."
Yeah.
He's sick going in. When he arrives, he's like sweating, and he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I don't think so. I'm feeling a little." Yeah. I guess the trip.
I guess so. Yeah. He's got the fever that you get from the travel.
So they get down to the base. Fucking Atherton pulls out this big, giant, fucking bazooka-sized smoker.
Yeah.
and smokes the shit out of a tree, causing butterflies to fall, and cocoons, and spiders, and they have these, funnel systems for them to fall into glass jars.
Yeah.
And they notice fucking spiders.
Like, look at that shit.
They later come to realize that it's an asexual spider.
Yeah, because it's a hive spider, which is what they were, hit the nerd alert thing there, is that they've never seen a hive spider like that. No. That basically operates like a bee, where it's a queen and then
there's
all
drones.
The others. Yeah, it's like that's not how spiders react. They're like, this is a fascinating specimen. We get to keep this.
Well, while Jerry is sleeping, sleeping off whatever fever he was feeling, one of the spiders snuck in his bag, leaves his bag, goes up the bed, into the bed, bites him, and he dies instantly.
Yeah.
There is no Spider-Man here. There's no radioactive...
No, he did not get powers unless you consider death a power.
He just literally... and then just dies, like fucking dead.
D-E-D, dead.
Muerta. Yes. And then calls for the doctor. He's super dead. Alright, well, contact his family and fucking ship him home.
Yeah.
They put him in a box. Spider crawls in the box. The box gets sent to, what is it, Katamia?
Yes.
California?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident fictional.
Now, this whole thing we just said took 20 minutes.
Did it need to be that long?
Just to set up that this guy's going to this city, and the spider's going with him, and then the spider lays eggs and causes havoc for the rest of the movie. We didn't need this whole... Because we get to, have conversations between Jerry and Dr. Atherton. And, I mean, I guess they're building somewhat of a rapport, but,
what's the point?
If this guy's just going to be dead...
Yeah. We spent way too much time on that whole situation, because you could easily have just cut to, Like
them going down the mountain
they're
like, time.
Oh, you say, some foreign place, and then they're on their way down a mountain, and he's just like, look at this specimen I've got. And he shows, the spider, and then a spider jumps into his bag, and then they go down the hill, and we see that. Could have been done in 5 minutes.
And we get to meet, hi, I'm Jerry, and, we meet the guy, he's gonna be a character in this movie, and...
it's... I mean, I guess they were maybe going for, the whole Psycho thing of, maybe we think this guy's gonna be something, and then he dies, but it didn't feel that way, so I really don't know why we spent so much time with these people.
So the spider gets away, and then we see the Undertaker just